Go ahead and start streaming. Hey guys, how you doing? Hang on, let me full screen this. How do I full screen this? You know what? I'll watch it on Twitch. Then I'll be able to full screen it. Gotta clean the cat hairs off the desk. Laptop being as good as ever. Says I'm offline on Twitch. Yeah, forgive my slow laptop. You know what? I'll just have to full screen it in OBS now. Yes, I am streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. And I'm pretty sure there's a full screen preview somewhere. I just have to find it. Oh, full screen interface. That did not help. That made it slightly larger. Maybe I can make it the full display. Wow, that doesn't help either. How about... Jeez. Oh well, we'll just have to work with this then. How am I today? I'm doing pretty good today. Took a nap and ready to get some work done. 12 a.m. streams, yeah. Yeah, we got some Ocarina making to do. I'll tell you what we're doing in this one. Oh, it does kind of look like a slug, yeah. That's another one of those large ones we're working on. So I'll tell you what we're doing in this one. The ocarinas that we have been working on in the past few streams, we fired them today. Most of them came out really good. A couple of them a little airy on the last notes, but that can be fixed just by not blowing as hard. Most of them came out perfect though. So what we're going to do is now we're going to actually paint and glaze them. Yeah, it does look like a slug. Alright, so I've got my box here, my case. Let's angle this up a little. Oh, nice. Thanks for following. It didn't give me an alert. But that might be because my laptop doesn't have the audio on. Yeah, it doesn't. Let's see. Oh, that's the loudest it gets, I guess. Yeah. It's like some old briefcase type thing. Not sure where it came from. But I like it. It's got like these really durable locks on it. So it's like the only one that I trust to actually, you know, carry a bunch of delicate, fragile stuff. I'll tell you what, this light back here is giving us horrible lighting right now. Let's turn some lights on behind us. Maybe this one. There we go. And maybe we can move this guy? Hopefully. Oh, maybe not. It's kind of wrapped around the TV there. Well, we can make it more tolerable at least. this thing's really stuck in there. Yeah, GTA's been pissing me off. They did finally, Drew. They did finally get my claim in, and they're sending it to someone who actually works in the department. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, which is probably everyone, I did a heist in Grand Theft Auto, and it conveniently had a little lag spike right when I was supposed to get paid $2 million in in-game currency. Worked all night on that, got not a cent. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. I'll tell you what might make the lighting better is if we take this ocarina and move it and switch where the laptop is. I think we'll do that. So let me take the mic here. Apologies if there's any thumping or static. Let's just set that down here for a second. Oh, it really doesn't want to be attached. We'll move it in increments. There's like wires everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna set this on the floor for a second. Oh dear. That's pretty dusty underneath where that ocarina was sitting. Let me grab a cloth and clean that off real quick. We can't have that. I like to keep my laptop in good shape. Well, as good shape as it can be. It's not the most expensive laptop in the world, it's really just for business purposes. It could probably run TF2 maybe, on a low frame rate. Possibly. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna toss this in the bin. Bunny! Bunny, what you doing? You're not supposed to be in here. What you doing, Bun? I'm serious though, you're not supposed to be in here. Just moving everything out of the way. Gonna give you guys a much better view of what's going on. Better lighting, better everything. Should have done this from the start. Let's move the mic back. How's that, everybody? Aside from the mic being in the way, how's that? Yes, there was a cat interruption. That's just normal for my ocarina making streams. It's not an ocarina making stream unless there's a cat interrupting. Okay, Bunny. You just gonna hang out? Let's get the lighting in here better. There we go.
Demonetize! Demonetize!
Oh, that is bright. Yeah, that looks much better. So I think some of these will actually leave unglazed. Like, this one's practically done. That might be a little hard to see. Got little seahorses and an anchor on it, little shell pattern. I want it to kind of have that sandstone look and feel to it, right? So this one will definitely leave on its own. We'll call this one finished. Others, such as this one, we might glaze. There were a couple, though, we're definitely going to glaze. Where'd my box go? I just had that. Here we go. What else have we got in here? Ace, may I have that glass? Which glass? Oh, one of the ones behind the box, I'm guessing. Alright, we're gonna glaze this one. I thought this one would be cool to glaze 3 different colors. Thought that would be neat. Not sure what colors I'm gonna go with yet, though. I think I want to glaze this one. Though, it is pretty cool just on its own. It's pretty smooth, too. I might leave that one. Definitely glazing this one. Bunny. Bunny. Don't, you can't. There's no windowsill. This is why you're not allowed in here. You knock everything over. Bunny, get down. Get off my box.
You're in trouble. Yes, you are. You're in trouble. You're trouble when you want attention.
Oh, really? Well, it's not really just The Legend of Zelda, though definitely got a couple of those we're going to be working on. Now, the Zelda ones we're definitely going to glaze. Got a couple of these little ones with just Triforces on them. This one I thought we would try hand painting, because it's going to be really hard to get the right look with glaze. Oh, I streamed the molding process. It's just right now we've got glazing to do. I don't normally do them together because clay gets everywhere and becomes a mess. I might glaze this one. See if we can get that in there. Yeah. What else have we got in our box? This one's going to be orange, I think. One of those little one-handed ones. Though this one's really more of a gimmick. If it was supposed to be just for one-handed use, like say someone's missing an arm, I'd probably give it a much better shape. But it can be. Let's see what we got. Got another Triforce one, this one with a string this time. Making a proper 12-hole Ocarina of Time? No, not a 12-hole. This one is, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's a 10? It's a 10. Yeah. we go. Well, there's a little sound sample for you. I'll tell you what, though. Somewhere in here, we've got an ocarina that's even better than a 12-hole. Ah, just another... Ooh, almost dropped it. That's okay. These things are... Well, I make them out of a very high-fire ceramic. Because even though it's a little bit harder to work with, don't gotta worry about them breaking. You know, unless maybe you dropped it on the pavement, that might be a problem. Let's see. Oh yeah, the microphone really hates those last notes. Ah, there's gotta be more in here. I know I had more than that. There should be... Oh, here it is. I think that's all the ones from the bin. As I was saying, we do have one. It's better than a 12-hole. What have we got here? This one, right? Which would be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This would be a 17-hole ocarina. So that's neat. If anyone wanted to see one that has a high range. Right. Almost forgot. The one that everyone's always basically memeing about in Discord. Remember the one that was just a huge, just pile of clay, right? Well, I actually went and finished that, and it... Oh, I gotta get these out of the way. Oh, and it works. So how do you like that? You know, for scale, here's a normal-sized one. You have a little picture of the backside there. Only one hole on the backside because that is approaching larger than my thumb size. Oh yeah, I've been thinking about doing another top 9 list. I know what I want to do, but I gotta get more videos out first. So this one, got an interesting situation with it. So it's actually based off of a really old one, 140 years old, right? This is what I based the design off of. Made it larger, obviously. Now, the way we did this is we took a balloon and we blew the balloon up and just covered it in clay, right? Later, we cut the balloon out, which you can see here. It's both functional to make that reinforced and strong when we put the clay back in there, and decorative, because we also have one on the other side for where I signed it. When we fired this... Demonetized! When we fired this, my concern was it would explode, because the clay had been worked over and over so many times. It was really inconsistent because of how much clay we had to use. And yeah, there's a lot of tiny little cracks, not enough to get deep enough into the chamber. So it's not changing the pitch at all. But there's tiny little cracks here and here and here and here. Stuff you can barely notice unless you look for it. But they're everywhere. So that means if we glaze this and we fire this again, it probably will explode. So, this one, while I said we wanted to try to hand paint this one, it looks like we have no choice but to hand paint this big guy, which is funny because it's based off of the old one, right? The old ones were hand painted. I even picked up the same paint today. So, yeah. The paint should also fill in the cracks and help reinforce it too. So let's see. Right. We got a little bit of gold. And... Hey. Hey! One of my blacks is missing. That must have fallen out either in the car or upstairs. Ah. Well, we'll find it. Oh wow, that's interesting. So you actually, so it was reverse for you. See, most people through my channel discover ocarinas, but they came from Team Fortress 2. So you knew about them, and that's how you discovered TF2. That's interesting. But yeah, we've got the black and gold paint here. And where is it? I think I have it. Oh, there you are. This thing right here is what it's based off of. You can see we've got the little golden design right there where the guy signed it. And it's actually got another golden decorative part right here. Now I don't know if the tip used to be gold, because that has long since broken off in the 140 years this thing has been around. Oh, what is it, Bun? Oh, you want up? You want up? Hi. You interrupting again? You interrupting again, Bunny? Hey, why don't you look over here? Say hi. Oh. Yeah, she said hi to everybody. How do you like that? Socializing? Jeez. Can I have my lap back? Oh, she's flopping over. You are shedding everywhere. Okay, Bunny, I can't have you in here shedding if we're going to be painting. Bunny, no, she's just jumping. Every time I throw her off, she just jumps back on my lap. Bunny, you're being a problem. You're being a problem. Oh, you're shedding everywhere. No. Oh, I love you, Bunny, but you gotta go. Go on, go play with Spooky. Go play with Spooky, okay? Oh, cat hairs all over me, man. No, I can't get cat hairs in the paint. Wow. Right, anyway, as I was saying, we've got the paints to match this one. I think the tip might have been gold, so we're going to do that with this. But we might come to that later, because that's quite the big project. But yeah, I have no idea if the tip of the front was gold or not. It's like perfectly broken off to not tell me. Heck, for all I know, the mouthpiece might have been golden on the end, but I have no idea. Someone did not take care of this thing. Where should we start? I think the first thing, maybe we will start with this large one. That'd be super satisfying. Paint something that large. Just got to open this up. If I can. I don't think I can. There's plastic all around it. I can unscrew it. The plastic doesn't prevent you from unscrewing it. But I can't quite... Oh, here we go. Oh, you want to hear the large one? Okay. Oh, my wrist's just cracked. This thing is so heavy. Yeah, this one was for an order that someone wanted custom made, but I made it too big, so I'm making another one back here. This one, I'm probably going to keep for myself. Oh, thanks for 3 bits. This guy. Right, what brush would be good for this? Just looking for something that's not completely worn away. Ooh, this would be good. Yeah. Let's get this one out of here. Though, honestly, it could use a good repainting, but I'm not going to do that. It needs a cleaning, though. That's what it needs. Tell you what I want. I want a drink, too. It's soda, by the way. Before anyone demonetizes me. Jesus Christ. I thought it was twist off. Ow! Look at my hand. I don't know if you can see that. There's indents in my hand from where I... Jesus. Well, at least I know it's fresh. God. Let's see. This brush might be a little too big to actually fit in there. No, it just about fits. Just gonna get that all up in there. Okay. Yeah, this should make it look really nice. This will definitely complete the handmade look of it. Well, I guess not really handmade look, but just straight up completely it is handmade. I think I put it on a little thick, but we can keep spreading it around. Wonder how many coats we should do. This is pretty thick. Let's paint around the holes a little bit there. pretty good so far. Looks like I'm going to take the back end of this and make sure that it's not accidentally filling in the holes. Because that's the last thing we want, is it to change the tone just from the paint. We could take a smaller brush later and actually paint the inside with a very thin coat. I hear the cats playing. What key is it in? I think it's in D. Oh shit! Got away from me there. And I do not want you getting your paint on an ocarina that's going to be glazed. That's going to cause problems. So we are going to clean you up. That's the last thing I want. Oh, well, here's the fun thing. Here's a fun fact for you. Ace the Ocarina Maker was always intended to be a temporary name. I had no idea what I was actually going to name my channel, but it ended up blowing up pretty quickly, and I felt like I couldn't change the name at that point because people were used to what I was already called, so the name just kind of stuck. So there's a history of the channel for you. This is looking pretty good so far. I might clean up a little bit on the front here, because I did want to put some gold in there. Oh, and let's not paint the table there. I've done face reveals before. I just don't normally like having a face cam or anything like that. Especially when gaming, because I think it distracts from the game and obscures what you should be looking at. Also, I can't stand the whole reaction channel vibe from a lot of streamers. Not going to name any specifics, mainly because I don't bother remembering their names. But you know how it is. They just straight up stop playing the game altogether. They like leave it paused for like 20 seconds just to make a stupid face at the camera like, oh, whoa, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And it's just like, dude, just play the game. It's like, I can't believe that just happened. Can you? What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave it paused until you tell me what you guys think. And it's like, dude, just play the game. Yeah, I also thought that was pretty neat. It's like, alright, forget it. I'm just gonna play the game myself or watch someone else. I can't be the only one that thinks that's really annoying, right? The top 9 is probably going to be, I don't know, maybe talking about medieval weapons. A lot of people have been asking for that. I can't stand streamers that make streams into videos and leave all the stream sounds and chat in. Yeah, I don't normally leave the chat in unless it's actually important to the stream. What I don't like is when they barely do any editing and like they were streaming for 4 hours and they make a 2-hour video out of it. Like, come on, man. You could make multiple videos if you really think that much cool stuff happened there. I'd be okay with that. That's something I should do. You know, if when I stream Team Fortress 2 enough good things actually happened. That's the challenge right there. Finding a good game of Team Fortress 2. Skip you around there. Really putting it on thin around the airway. So I want to be careful not to mess anything up. I have no idea. What time will it be dry? Don't know. Never used this paint before. But we're going to be working on multiple ones. So it shouldn't be... Oh, shite! Crap. Let me fix that. I just accidentally painted a little bit black where it was supposed to be gold. Oh boy. What a mess. Oh, that's cleaning up real nice though, I'll tell you. Wow. That's not so bad. If you get it before it starts to dry, it just comes right off. Oh, hello. Gotta look very close here. I think we've just about got it. Yeah, I gotta be careful around that part. It's like, it's just trying to mess me up. Yes, hello, I see you. You have been noticed. I'm just focusing. There we go. Well, they're not normally that big, but they can be. I wanted to paint that part. I always forget. I wanted to paint that gold. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and start doing that, because otherwise I'm just gonna mess this up. Well, thanks whoever followed. I missed who that was. The Ocarina Network? Okay, I think enough time has passed that I can say that is a horrible website. They wouldn't even let me delete my account. I wanted it gone. They wouldn't let me. I didn't want any involvement with it anymore, and they're just like, oh, nah. There were some... Now, it's not everyone on it. There were some really nice and great people on that network. But it's kind of because they had to be. Who was the one that I really liked watching way back in the day? I think her name was Chris Gale? Something like that. A secret face reveal. Yeah. Not really, but yeah. Actually, funny thing. I had someone call me. Wanted to work on a custom Ocarina, right? And they mentioned something about the Ocarina network. And this was hilarious. This guy had called a couple times. You know, super nice person, right? And then just, like, he talked about the Ocarina network, and he's just basically like, yeah, I think those guys are kind of a bunch of tight asses. It's like, yeah? I wish there was a better website. Because it's cool seeing a bunch of people who love the instrument come together, but there's just gotta be a better way to do it, you know? Oh yeah, and someone's just like, wait, your channel name is legit? But of course. Hey, so you're gonna do another video about the tragic life of a class. I want to do the tragic life of heavy mains, and I've got good ideas for it, but it's going to take a long time once I start it, because it's big ideas. I want to change the format. A lot of people didn't really like how annoying the anti-pyro main was. That was kind of the point, but I can see that if the video was longer, that would be really grating. So I want to do it kind of like, almost like the Krusty Krab training video, and have like a bit of Gary's mod animation in there, mixed in with gameplay footage. Basically a training video for a new heavy main. And it's like, oh, you want to be a heavy main? Well, welcome to the tragic life of heavy mains. And it goes like step by step of like, alright, let's pick your minigun. And I've got a great, I'm not going to spoil it, I've got a great idea for the minigun versus Tomislav debate. But it's going to take a while to execute. I want to do like, I want to get back into doing Team Fortress 2 a bit more before I tackle a project that big. Because honestly, channel stats are kind of down right now. Because I've been trying to do stuff that's not Team Fortress 2. People don't like that. People only want to watch one thing. I'm just gonna start advertising non-TF2 videos in my TF2 videos if it becomes that big of a problem. Because I don't have a big enough following like Musoke does, where I can just create a second channel. Then the second channel would die and there'd be no point. There's your face reveal, by the way. Well, I'm being very careful not to ruin that. Exactly. I think it depends on the map and what your team composition is. If you don't know the outcome of the match, or if you don't know the way the match is going to go, I would trust the minigun more than the Tomislav. But it's not like the Tomislav is going to get you killed if you choose that instead. It could be an advantage or a disadvantage. It's really a bit of a gamble, but it's such a small difference, it really doesn't matter. Though if someone wants to say which is the best minigun overall, I think I would still go with stock. Yeah, I mean stock tends to be best on all classes. But no, there's such a small difference in the video, it's definitely just going to address that it doesn't matter which you choose. Use whatever you want. But Brass Beast? Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to do the Brass Beast yet. Seems like a pretty easy target, though. I kinda am torn on what I want to do with the heavy video though, because I want to bash the Hulong heater just to make the joke. But there's also the very prominent point of the ammo consumption really doesn't matter if you are actually killing people and just walking over their ammo. Because if it takes you more than 100 units of ammo to kill one person, it's kind of a problem there. And it's not the fault of the minigun. I think we'll probably let this dry just because we're starting to get to the point where it needs to be more precise and we need a different brush, and we need to wait for it to dry so we can actually grab it better. So yeah, we'll probably let this one sit for a bit. I don't want it to get to the point where I can't grab it. That's pretty good. I think we'll only need one coat of black. No, I like the Hulong heater. I think a good way to use it is to kind of be a fat scout. Think of the Hulong heater more as your secondary. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to finish that community map review that I wanted to do. I make ocarinas too? Kermit, are you implying that you also know how to make ocarinas? Because if so, that's awesome, dude. That is a dying art form right there. Oh man. I gotta be careful. It looks like this paint wants to stain this brush. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get paint strong enough to be applied to clay like that. Okay, so I have a bit of a story on that, how I came into ocarina making. The short version is I was really good at playing recorder in middle school, and I was like I was actually one of the only two out of our school of like thousands that ended up getting good enough at the recorder to play at a performance, right? But next year, they didn't let you play it anymore for anything. I got into ocarinas because it was very similar. I picked it up pretty quickly, already knowing, you know, basically how to play it. Started getting a big collection of them. Wanted to do more and more songs with them, do performances, make a little money on the side. But I started getting really specific needs, and having ocarinas custom made was really expensive. I was pretty good at pottery, so I decided to take a crack at making them. 3 tries later, one actually made a sound. From there, I got some proper clay, sculpted my first one, and it came out pretty good. So from that point on, I just decided to make them myself, and I thought, you know what? I'm making a lot of these. I could sell these on the side too, and that's how I went. Basically, it was a result of people charging way too much for them. Like, I'm serious. Something like, say, something like this, right? I guess that's a bad example because that's a Zelda one. Depends on how accurate it is. Something like this, well, I could put you back like $85 right there. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't charge that for it. I'd charge less for that one. There's a couple I would charge $85 for, but you know, they're fancier, more expensive, more effort and work put into it, and a higher range of notes, better sound. What is your favorite weapon? Do you mean in Team Fortress 2? Because it's the Eyelander. I have a website. If you just Google Ace Ocarinas, you should be able to find it. Oh yeah, I think it is in the Twitch description. Well, Twitch removed it at one point, so I didn't know if it was still there or not. Set this one to the side. It's taking up a lot of desk space, though. Let's clean some of that paint off. So, let's get into some actual glazing then. This is where they'll come out looking like glass. Could you play the old Ocarina? Sure.
Demonetized. Demonetized.
This one, right? The one that's around 140 years old? Yeah. Luckily, these are a dime a dozen, so it's not like I'm devaluing it. This thing's worthless right now as it is. But, let's play it. Jeez, I don't know why they made the pinky hole so big, by the way. That is really frustrating for someone who has small pinky fingers like me. What do we play? Thanks. Yeah, it sounds pretty good for the rough shape that it's in. Though the high notes are a little hard to listen to. Oh god, I almost blew out my eardrums. It takes so much breath to get that. Well, the small ones aren't that expensive. Tell you what, I've got some old papers here. Let's see if I can find something that would be extra fun to play. What have we got? Oh, I didn't know I still had that. No. Not playing that one. What have we got? That one is way too loud. Ba 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 ba. Super Mario World. I thought I had more than this. Is that Pokemon? Oh, these are the video game songs. Where's the other ones? I used to do custom orders, but ever since I did YouTube, I can't keep up with that anymore. Oh, that's interesting. Here's one. Hello. That depends on how well the ocarina was made. Some of them are really easy. Barely any breath at all. Others, like that old one, it takes a lot of breath. Or if they're just absolutely massive like that. But no, they're pretty easygoing. You can play them for hours on end. Here's a couple. These are some Skyward Sword songs. Right, I wanted to make sure that mine was still in the key that I designed it to be in. It ended up in D. You did shrink. Son of a biscuit. That's okay. D's good. Yeah, I thought it felt a little smaller. You know what? I like the key of D too. Wow, even the second chamber shrunk with it. Well, I'm happy. At least it didn't end up in something weird like C sharp. So, you're in D now. Alright, let's take that in consideration. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I'm a little bit out of practice, so if I mess up the notes, don't hate me. I can't believe it shrunk by 2 whole keys, though. That's incredible. Already messing that up. You know, let's play Skyloft. So this one, what makes an ocarina an ocarina? Okay, so they're not really like flutes. They're more like, whoa, don't fall off the table there, laptop. Okay, so they're not really like flutes, they're more like whistles. I wonder if I got, there's a good example, right back there. Right, you know how those whistles work. They're like coach whistles, right? It's got like a little thin bit of metal that kind of splits the air, makes it make that whistling sound. Well, ocarinas kind of work the same way. They've also got a really thin bit of clay there. You can kind of see that as I move it up and down. Really thin. That splits the air and makes the tone. The difference is that this one's got a big... It's connected to a big air chamber. Right? This is all completely hollow back here. And the more air that escapes, the higher pitch it is. So you can get more air escaping by just drilling holes into it. And the interesting thing about them is, as long as they're hollow, you can make them in pretty much any shape you want. Like, these two are practically identical. They don't look it though, do they? But even this one's got one where it splits the air back here. It makes them pretty easy to make a sound. Playing them is still requiring practice, but getting it to make a noise is no trouble at all. Let's see. This one, how fragile are they? Mine are normally pretty tough because of the type of clay that they're made out of, right? But, they can be pretty fragile. I would never drop this on the concrete, I'll tell you that. A couple of them are made out of wood, some are made out of porcelain, which is more delicate, or just a lower fire clay, which is something I should use, a clay that doesn't shrink as much. Yeah. Now this one here, this one which is going to be my personal ocarina, which is interesting. Came out in a different key than I wanted completely. I think they got baked a little too much. Oh well, that strengthens it. So this one, when you get to a point where you drill enough holes into it, you start to get the problem of...
Demonetized!
You start to get the problem of the ocarinas sounding a little too airy, right? Like, it gets to be the point where so much air is escaping that it's hard to maintain a note. You can kind of hear it on the Zelda one. Or not. Guess if I blow in it the right way. Well, let's pretend, let's blow in a little less air than that, right? Let's keep it the same amount of air. Normally you want to blow more air when you uncover more notes, but let's say we blow the same amount of air, right? See? Now if I blow harder, that's going to fix it, but that's an example of what it would sound like if it had too many holes on it. Too much air escapes, it stops making the sound. A way to fix that, if you want to have a better range, like this thing, right? Now this thing doesn't have a particularly amazing range for its chamber. If anything, it's actually lower than normal. And that is because this is not just one chamber. This is kind of cheating. I've got two chambers. What this basically is, say you were to cut this part off completely, smash it, destroy it, this part would still work. What this is an ocarina and a half. Another one, half of one, is stuck to the side right here. And it's had a hole drilled in it so that it's much higher pitched, and obviously it's a lot smaller, so, you know, the smaller they are, the higher pitched they are. And the trick to this is there's two different places to blow into, right? So you blow into this one for the first chamber, and this one for the second. So, when you reach the highest note on this one, which in this case is uncovering all of these holes, and the one on the bottom, right? Doesn't go higher than that. But if we cover all of the holes in the second chamber and switch over to the other side, you can keep going. Right now it's only PayPal. So, let's do an example of these two chambers. Blow into both? Okay. Now that brings up another thing. There are ocarinas where you have both chambers tuned slightly different, only slightly different, and when you blow into both of them, they are designed to play together. You can actually play duets with certain ocarinas that are designed for it. This one is not, though. This one is designed to extend the range, not just be two together. But I'm working on one where it's just two together. What am I drinking? Drinking some Red Ribbon almond soda. This is so hard to find. But it's so good. Not sponsored, I just really love it. But I think it might have been discontinued, which would suck. But I hope not. If it is, we'll have to make a petition to bring back more. So for this one, which extends the range, let's play Skyloft, which is, you know, just the Skyloft theme from Skyward Sword. Let's see if we can get in frame here. Hello. Hi. Let's get in frame, not knock the laptop off the table. Move the tuner out of the way. Oh, I just missed it. I just missed what your statement was. It just scrolled down. Sorry about that. Little dusty in there. Here we go. Yeah, just gotta get it right. messed it up, didn't I? Oh, I almost messed that up at the end there. That's probably really loud at the end, isn't it? Tell you what, let's go for a more chill one. Looks like there's a little bit of dirt in there. Oh, that sounds better already. Ah, this is going to be a hard one to play. So it starts with this note, and then it's this one. Gotta remember that. Playing Zelda songs with the ocarinas? Yeah, I've got a couple videos on my website of me playing Zelda songs. I'll have to update those, though. Now we got better ones. Oh, what we got here? Zelda song. Oh, this one's so hard to play. Who here is familiar with Majora's Mask? See, we were just talking about Zelda songs, right? Who knows Majora's Mask? Pretty sure most people know Majora's Mask. Yeah, Majora's Mask is great, isn't it? Oh, this is more of a visual reminder. It just shows where the holes are, which ones you cover. Oh, the 3DS version is much better than the original, trust me. Once you play the 3DS version of Majora's Mask, you'll never want to play the 64 version again. Ah, this one. Where's the continuing part? I just lost my place. I can't find my place. Darn. Let's try that again. I said X2 there. I see. I just realized where I messed up. Let's try that again. Yeah. Oh, there's one that's just outright impossible. I'm gonna have to glaze it before I try to do it, because, you know, you move your lips back and forth on this stone. It really likes to tear at your lips there, which is why I like to glaze the double ocarinas. That, or, alternative, is just have the mouthpiece be absolutely massive. That way, you can actually lift your mouth off of it and put it back on instead of just sliding it. What have we got here? What I need is more songs for multi-chamber ocarinas. I'll have to redo a lot of my sheet music to fit the new design. Oh, hello. That looks familiar. Which note is that? That would be... Would it be? Yeah. No. No, it wouldn't. I'm trying to remember which note that is. If the highest note is E here. Right. Where's my sheet? Highest note is E. Right. E. F. No, that doesn't seem right. Oh, I see. That'd be E, F, F sharp, and then G. So this is G, which means this should be it. Let me see if I've got this. Not Lost Woods or Saria's song? Yeah, that's the one that's really hard to play. I could try, though. Let's see this. Oh, I wrote this to be a 10-hole ocarina. Alright, I think I can do this. Actually, this is really appropriate. This song fits this ocarina perfectly, now I think about it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's that note that always gets me. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that one I'm going to have to rewrite because half of those notes I'm just guessing because it wasn't designed for this kind of ocarina. First thing I see is, what's an ocarina? Is this. That's what it is. This one is one we're actually going to glaze. I want it to have a glaze that I use a lot. They discontinued it, unfortunately. So I kind of want to use it on one of my better ones before I run out. And it's called Ancient Jasper. It basically makes it look like whatever you apply this to was made years ago. I mean, like, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So it's neat. It's been so long since I've used it, though. I think we'll come to that last, though. Yeah, it's kind of like a flute. Kind of like a flute and a whistle combined. STL ocarinas. Some of them are pretty well priced. Others are unbelievable. Man, there's one that's not got a better range than this thing right here. And they're asking $1,000 for it. Hell no. I've never made something that would be $1,000 and probably never will, because there should never be a $1,000 ocarina. I don't care how you make it. Now, where was the little one? Yeah, this one we're gonna glaze. This one... Yeah, we're gonna glaze these two. Alright, let's start with those. The little one I want to be orange. The big one, I'm not sure. We got some orange in here. Yeah. I think we'll try a new glaze on the big one. These two are practically related. I made these at the same time. It's kind of like a, oh, this is like, would be like an adult version, large hands, right? And then there's the kid version. They've got almost the same range. The adult version has 2 more extra notes, whereas the kid version doesn't. A lot of kids have trouble covering the holes on the back. Just gotta find... Ah, there's the brush I like. This one's my favorite. What I like to do is... Wow, this glaze is in bad shape. Let's get you back down in there. I like to mix them with the back end of it. A big musical potato, yeah. Okay, it's starting to get... Do I have another orange? I do. Oh, these stink. Like, you have no idea. It's a bad stink. This we're just going to combine with the other one, I believe. Unless the ocarina is pure silver. Yeah. I met someone who had one made out of carbon steel. He paid about $250 for it. He was an ocarina player that was drafted into the military. And he needed one that wouldn't break while he was over there. What was it he said? I think the exact specifications were the ocarina should be able to survive a helicopter crash. Serious stuff right there, I'll tell you. He chucked it as high as he could in the air and just came slamming back down into rock and dirt with a big thud, and it was fine. I wanted to catch it though, because it like freaked me out, like, oh my god, you're gonna break it. The only problem was he hit it against the ground so hard that it stuffed dirt all the way up inside it. So he wasn't able to play it after that. He had to take it cleaned. But that was neat. But even that was only $250. Then again, it was a smaller one. It was something like this. So we need a few coats on these. Right. So this one's going to be very glassy looking when it's done. These little speckles on the clay are actually going to show through the glaze. That's what they're designed to do. It's really cool. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, this one's going to need several coats. The orange glaze is so thin. Once these are done, they're going to look amazing though. What on earth are you guys going on about in chat? We'll set that down for a second. Sometimes you gotta take the tools and just make sure the glaze isn't covering the holes, because some of these are really small. I wonder which will outlive the other, Overwatch or Team Fortress 2? Probably Overwatch. Well, that depends on who makes a better replacement game the fastest. Right, so I want to try this glaze right here. This should be an example of what it looks like. I think that would look really cool on this. Have I used most of this? There's hardly any in here. Maybe this isn't the one I'm thinking of. Could I be thinking of... Oops. Blue-green. As cool as that sounds... Oh, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. Nah. Let's go with what we were originally going to go with. This one's gonna need to be stirred. Oh, I get lots of requests for Zelda Ocarinas. That's why I try to keep up and make as many as I can. That should be nice and liquidy. I like to get as much as I can back in there. I don't want to waste it. Because they're slightly expensive. So this is interesting. This will go on gray. Let's move this over so I can actually see me painting. This one should go on gray, but it will come out with a green glaze to it. Kind of like an old-fashioned looking green glaze. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Yep. People need to stop being so obsessive and clingy to one thing. They like obsess over one game, and then the second another game comes out, they abandon it and leave it behind. And in that time, if it's not super popular, no one will watch it. That's why a lot of gaming channels are dying now. It's either get on the Fortnite hype train or you're done for. Fortnite looked decently fun, but I feel like I can't play it now. Even give it a shot, because people will lose their minds if I do. I know Tekka was recommending it to me before it became popular. Should have taken him up on it then. Then people won't lose their minds over it. Oh well. There's no guarantee I would have even enjoyed the game. It's still hard for me to get into Overwatch.
Demonetized.
Oh, demonetized.
Demonetized.
Yep, boy, Mark boy. It's probably unrelated to the stream, but if he's here, hello. Welcome to the channel. I only wish these dried faster. I'm gonna have to switch between a bunch of them. Ancient Jasper, for some reason, the glaze I was mentioning earlier, it dries crazy fast. Not sure why that is.
Demonetized. Demonetized.
Fortnite's still free, isn't it?
Demonetized.
Oh, demonetized.
Demonetized.
People subscribing. Now. Man, that black paint there, that is taking forever to dry. Whoops, this one's not even supposed to be glazed. What are you doing in here? Get out of here. You're done.
Demonetized.
What shall I glaze
Demonetized.
this? I'm feeling something green. I'm gonna have to leave the glazes up here. Remind me which ones I'm using. Alright, now we can try the green one. What's back here? Oh, right. That glaze that sucks. Man, there's this one glaze I have that goes on red and it comes out blue. It's weird. Makes it look like rusty metal, too. Yeah. I've got people threatening to unsubscribe if I ever play Fortnite, but I think I'll just let them, because that sounds like the kind of people that only ever watch one type of video, where they're watching for the game and not the actual content. I think if I did a Fortnite video released with a bunch of TF2 videos, people wouldn't immediately assume I'm abandoning the game. That's what I thought. I thought the Battle Royale was free. The one that people only care about. Well, if it's free, there's no reason I wouldn't give it a try then. Unless it takes up a lot of memory. Let's go the other way around now. Some of these glazes are years upon years old, so it takes quite a bit of stirring to get them back to what they should be. I think that'll do. I think the Ancient Jasper one's the oldest I have, which is funny, if you think about it.
Demonetized. Demonetized.
Stirring all that glaze just for one tiny ocarina. want to glaze the inside a bit here, where you're actually putting the string. These are cute, because you can actually wear them. Put a little string around it, wear it as a necklace. Then you've got a pretty little necklace right there that's also an instrument. And of course, these are very popular because of that, and because they're really easy to play compared to the other ones.
Demonetized. Demonetized.
Just gotta be careful around the mouthpiece. Don't want to seal it up. Here's a fun fact. I used to fire these at a pottery class, and they had types of glaze where you had to dunk them in water, basically, right? And what you'd do is you'd ball up these little bits of paper and cover the holes, right? And then you dunk it and take the paper off, and it gave it a really cool watercolor glaze, right? There was one that I dropped without the covers on it into a bucket of glaze. We eventually found it at the bottom, right? And I acted quickly, and the second it came out, I immediately blew into it as hard as I could and blew out all of the glaze. It was a mess, right? And we fired it, and I was sure it was going to die because the glaze would melt and seal it up, right? It didn't, and it had one of the smoothest tones you've ever heard because it had like glass on the inside of it where the air is actually circulating. And that was really cool. It was a neat accident. That one sold ages ago, though. It's the only one like it that I've ever made, because it was an accident and a miracle that it didn't actually... you know what? Maybe we should make one of these Zelda ocarinas. No. I don't know. We should use the other glazes. Alright, so this one's got... These two don't have strings. This one does. What color should they be? I think this one should be purple. This one could be light blue. And this will be green. So... purple... a horrible looking green. I don't remember even buying this. Here's the green. And blue. I think we'll do the purple one first. A good red glaze? Well, I mean, I've got like just straight up solid red, which would have little black dots in it if I made it with these. Yeah, I've got like a solid red and a solid black. There's Ancient Luster, but... or not Ancient Luster, this is Ancient Jasper. But this is really inconsistent. It's completely random where the blotches will be red or purple, maybe even blue. It's unpredictable. So that probably would not be a good bet if you wanted something specific. purple. My old enemy. Purple glaze... it applies really well, but the reason I have issues with it is that this tiny little thing right here, this tiny little bit of purple glaze, is as expensive as this whole bottle right here. So I'm a little upset at that, as you can imagine. I need a different brush. I need something really small. There's a tool in here that's been missing. I didn't know where it went. There's a little bit in the middle there. Oh, it's so watery. Yeah, so the purple really bugs me because I have to charge slightly more for it, even though the ocarina itself is not necessarily any better or worse than the others. You're basically just paying for the color, and I don't like that. But otherwise, I'd be selling it at a loss. It's kind of a funny history with the color purple. It used to be the color of royalty because of how hard it was to actually make purple dye. And it looks like with glaze, that is no different. Someone who was willing to pay a bit extra. It was about a $40 ocarina. He paid $50 for it because he wanted something like this, which is a much larger surface area, to be purple. I think with how round this shape is, how perfect it is though, and how good the sound is, I think someone would be willing to pay for the purple. Someone's always willing to pay for purple. It's a very popular color. It just doesn't happen that often. Besides, with something this small, it shouldn't affect the price that much. I'm definitely going to need to get more purple eventually, though. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back there and they'll have a kind of purple glaze that's not as expensive. Maybe one that applies better. Jeez. It's just so liquidy. Some parts are drying faster than I can finish this. Oh, long distance. Well, there's a couple purposes. Being able to see long distance, and I have really light sensitive eyes. So, alright, say I'm inside, say you're inside all day, right? I want you to imagine this. You're inside all day, the blinds are shut, and you've been awake for hours. Your eyes have adjusted to that low light level, right? You go outside, and the sun is just immediately right in your eyes, right? That's what it's like for me in any situation, basically. And if it's that specific situation, oh my god, I literally lose my vision for a little bit. Like, I can see shapes. But yeah, kind of need these for driving because of that. Though I think in my Jeep I'd be able to get away with it. It's got nice tinted windows. Blocks a lot of that. Wow, this purple's coming out really nice. It's just taking forever. Whoops, got a little speck where I didn't want it. Oh, that's so small. I bet I could get that with the back end of this. Yep. There we go. That should be good on the purple for now. Oh, you're having a holiday? What holiday is it? I forgot. Oh no. What day is it today? Do I have my... No, I don't have my watch on me. Crud. Why, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. What? This blue glaze right here, this is like complete liquid. This would pour out everywhere. The others are tolerable. This stuff sucks. absolutely hate working with this glaze. Do we even have enough? Oh god, it stinks. Yeah, we have enough. Maybe I ought to have the little one be green? Yeah, the little one's going to be green. Because the blue is going to run more. It should be on a bigger surface, like this one. Okay, so it's going to be a lot easier if I just clean this brush, and for the rest of it, use this one. Ugh. Yeah, I think this one is going to look really good in blue. There we go. Right, and then the other one was going to be green. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on in Twitch chat right now. That looks pretty good so far. What we need, though, is we're going to need to take the little brush and get that little triangle in the middle. Just a little drop right about there. The thermite in Minecraft? Pretty sure you could make a mod. Let's do some Minecraft mods. I know what color I want this to be now. I want this to be red, this to be blue, this to be green. So, Drew, you were wanting to know if I've got a good red. Well, you know what? This doesn't look very red to me. Maybe when I apply it, you'll kind of get to see what it looks like. Looks a little more pink. Oh, man. Oh, the red is really thick, so it's hard to shake up. That should do it. Whoa, it almost blew up. Oh, nasty. Well, might as well stir it now. Yeah, unfortunately I can't play the big one now because, well, it's got paint on it. Okay. So, pay attention, Drew. This is going to be kind of what it looks like, but even... Yeah, let's put that on there. So something like that. Actually, that camera kind of sucks, but it's like a deep crimson red when it's finally finished. Little speckles on it would show up through it. I think. Because the red glaze isn't the thickest glaze. One v one me Club Penguin. There we go. If I can turn it towards the camera. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to paint this one orange when I had the chance. I'm gonna do that right now. Tell you what. Let's fill this one up. Oh. Yeah, so we're gonna empty one of the glaze containers and try and get it. That doesn't even empty. Man, it wouldn't even empty right there. The orange glaze is so so thick it doesn't even want to. What I need to do is I need to cut this thing in half. What if I got something that could do that? Tell you what, I'm gonna go find if there's something I can cut it in half with. Yep. Stupid glaze bottle. There we go. Now we're starting to get into it. Oh, it's like one of those plastic Easter eggs. There. Intended for bread, not plastic. Well, whatever works. There's actually more in here than I thought there was. It's just it was all caught. I'll tell you what. We can put this in a little plastic bag, and whenever we run out of orange, we got a little extra in here, just in case. But yeah, the orange glaze is really thick, and it gets stuck down in here. I mean, we've got not quite half a bottle's worth, but almost that. That was just unusable. There we go. There needs to be a little water in there. Mix that up a little bit. Oh, that looks much better. Aside from that big chunk. Got a little dry chunk there. Can you play the ocarina? I'll have to play one that's not been glazed yet. Give me a moment and I will. I've just got to finish up applying the glaze to this one. There's a little portion of this. Oh man, this orange glaze. It's a problem right now. Like, it really doesn't want to work with me. I think I'll have to come back in with the newer orange glaze and kind of clean this up a bit. Oh, but it's all just the same. The orange glaze just not wanting to work. There we go. Okay, so we wanted to hear an ocarina. Let's do that. This one right here. We've got no glaze on this one yet. Yep, that's why I've got that name. So I'm going to need to wash my hands, and I think what we'll do is we'll apply the first coat to that one that I just played, and we'll probably call it a night because this is going to be a long process because I'm going to have to go over each of these with multiple coats. I think so far they're coming out pretty nice. This one doesn't even look like it's glazed, but that's just the orange on it when it dries. That one just straight up isn't. Hopefully the one that we're painting by hand will come out nice. Oh yeah. This thing can get pretty high pitched. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a demonstration of the range on this thing. Yeah, that gets pretty high pitched right there. I'm kind of cheating a little bit. These normally don't have a thumb hole on the second chamber, but I like those extra 2 notes. They come in very handy. Alright, let me wash my hands and we will apply a coat to this. You guys should seriously see how quickly that one glaze dries. I think what we'll do is we'll glaze all of it except for the symbol. I think we'll leave the symbol just regular clay. Maybe. Maybe. Haven't quite decided on it yet. I shall return. Let's set this glaze over here. Nope, wrong thing. This seems about right. Oh my. I got some yellow glaze here, but it's gotten pretty dry. No, there's still a good amount left. Well, that's a little more yellow than I wanted. We're just going to do a dot here, 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 and a couple more here. There. Alright, so now we're in place. We're just gonna spread them. There we go. Let me see that lighting. Here we are. Got a little bit of yellow on there. We'll do that for the other three. Or the other two, I should say. So this will be done about 6 times, and then these will be fired. Put them on little stilts. When they're done, it'll look like glass. Just getting a little bit more on there. There we go. Wonder what that sound was. Oh, that's my laptop about to die. Uh-oh. This live stream is brought to you by Spectrum. Make sure to sign up for their internet where they cut it out randomly without warning. Sign up now and you'll only have to pay $50 for the first 2 months, and then you're gonna pay them $500 for the rest. Don't forget, if you sign up today, you'll get 50% off on DirecTV. Because people still watch television, right? Please buy our products. Please buy our brand. We gotta make that money. Ha 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 ha, that's fun. That was so sarcastic, I apologize. Time zones. That's all I have to say. Oh, this glaze is so hard to deal with. There. That liquefied it pretty good. Now this glaze right here, this glaze is dangerous. It stains clothes like no other. It stains anything it touches. You get this on you, it's permanent. I mean, look at that. It doesn't even want to come off of the brush. So I'm going to have to be quick about this. That's another thing, too. It dries in a matter of seconds. So why even put up with it? Because it looks awesome. Seriously, when this glaze is done, it's like the best looking one. Yeah, well look at my finger now. So, let me run this under some hot water. Oh, it's already fusing to it. Let's get this. Yeah. So we actually are coloring the inside of the holes a little bit here. Because this glaze is thin enough that it's not going to actually cause a problem later. I think even these tiny ones here. Even those tiny ones. Oh, this thing's going to be so cool when it's done. This one won't be for sale, by the way. I think. Probably won't be. It'll be mine. I just painted my finger a little bit. Da, 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 da. I remember to turn down the volume on that one. Whoops, there's a big fingerprint. God, this part's getting difficult. There's so many holes in the way. Hello. How you doing? You just wake up? Wait, come back. Say hello. Oh, okay, bye. That was Isaac. That's the one part that's hard to reach, is where the string's supposed to go through. That's coming along pretty nice there, El. It looks almost orange on that camera, I swear it's red. I'm gonna set that down for now. Let it dry. This thing's gonna need to be run under some crazy hot water. Bagged milk. I think that will just about do it for the stream. We've been going for quite a while now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry if it was a little slow at the end. I was just trying to get really precise parts done right.
Demonetized.
I think they're coming out really good so far. I can't wait to finish the large one over there. Big black one in the back. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Well, if you liked what you saw, why not subscribe and check out some other stuff, eh? Oh, here's something you should do. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. I wonder if that would make like an endless void. Yeah. Alright. Here's the secret, guys. What you gotta do is you gotta go to my channel and watch my two newest videos. They're awesome. Do it. Or at least the newest one. Do that. Do it. But I think the camera just gave up. Make a bagged milk ocarina. Yes, Nivy. Just give me a second when the stream's over, because I gotta clean up all this stuff. What if I do this? And I do this. Gotta discuss those potatoes. And surprise, it's not blue. Can you tell I'm bored? Okay, that's it for now, boy. God dang, this camera got hot.